Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today's video subject is actually going to be a little bit more sad than usual. We're talking today, of course, of the passing of the legendary Akira Toriyama. And you might be wondering who that is. If you don't know, I'd be a bit surprised, but Akira Toriyama is the creator of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and all of that. Chrono Trigger, Dragon Quest. I don't know much about Dragon Quest or Chrono Trigger. I should actually try to get into those. But, yeah, man, it's really sad because Akira Toriyama created these amazing stories that I really believe has impacted the world, honestly. Like, legitimately, I believe that these stories that he made genuinely made people, like, learn some actual life lessons, It definitely taught me some stuff growing up, it taught me to have more empathy for people and, like, understand that, I guess, people can change. That might just sound really random, but, like, that's just what I learned from the show growing up. You got Piccolo, who was once evil, turned good, you got Vegeta, who was once evil, turned good. And I think Goku's determination, for me growing up, has gotten me through some, like, tough stuff, to be completely honest with you, and I know that it's impacted millions of lives as well. I know I'm not the only one out there that, going through a tough time, one of the things that comes to your mind is, like, Goku and just, like, how he gets through stuff, One of my favorite quotes from that entire thing that I still think about to this day is when Goku says, "If I don't, who will?" And I've used that quote to actually get me through some really tough times. Like, right now, I'm currently trying to find, like, a job in real life, and, I'm nervous, but that quote always just keeps popping up in my head. If I'm not, nobody's gonna make me do it, I gotta do it myself. If I don't, who will? And I've just never forgotten that. That's just a quote that's always stuck with me from that. I think about that all the time. And I know that, like I said, I know Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z has definitely impacted so many people in their lives, I've recently just been watching Dragon Ball Z Kai, and it's so good. That's like the best. It's just the best one out of all of them, I'm so happy that I grew up with this, because there's not any other show I would have wanted to grow up with, And I'm definitely gonna watch, like, some kind of Dragon Ball Z movie tonight, in memory of Akira Toriyama passing, because that actually hit me really hard when I found out he passed away, because I know that he was a really smart guy and just a kind person. Creating characters like Goku, like, he's a genius, dude. Like, he's so smart, and I'm so happy that like I said, grew up with this show. I've never had a death from, like, a celebrity or creator of anything ever, like, hit me this hard before. Like, I actually felt something in my chest. Like, when I heard about that, I was like, oh my god. I actually felt sad. He was only 68, I honestly, I think that's too young, to be honest. Dude, we're just blessed to we were just blessed to have this dude in our lives. I'm being so real right now. Dude, like, growing up, my favorite character was, like, Yamcha and Piccolo, and I know people are gonna make fun of me for Yamcha, but back in the day, he wasn't always, like, a character that just was, like, the gag of a joke, basically. I don't know, man, like, those are my two favorite characters, Piccolo and Yamcha. I mean, like, I don't know if I said it, I feel like I did already, like, Piccolo was once evil and he became good. Like, that was just a really good lesson for me as a kid, because I remember when I was younger, people would, like, bully me and stuff, and I got bullied and stuff, and I just remember being like, they're probably going through something right now in their life that's making them angry or upset, and I learned that from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball. Like, honestly, like, I knew that people can change, and I even made friends with some people that have, like, I've actually almost got into fights with, because, because of the lessons I learned from this show. And it sounds so cheesy, but that is just the truth, man, and I know I'm not the only one. I don't know how many of you guys have been affected by it, but honestly, like, I love Naruto. I've just been watching that for the first time. I've been watching a little bit of One Piece for the first time, and honestly, I think it's just my nostalgia, but nothing can beat love I have for Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. I almost cried when I heard he passed away, man. I might have a little bit, I don't remember. But I totally get, like, why so many people were so sad when Stan Lee passed, because Stan Lee created these amazing stories too. And I never was a superhero type of person, but I get it now, man. And just, Akira Toriyama is just amazing. And his stories are still going to impact people to this day. It's still going to impact media and anime till this day. There's so many shows that get inspiration from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and just all of that. There's so much shows that reference it. There's still anime that is very inspired by the characters of that show. It's crazy, man. And I'm always going to have that love towards that game and just the show, you know. I remember an episode would come out and I'd go to school and like that's how I made friends, man. I made friends through this show because I watched it and I loved it and other people loved it. I wouldn't have made the friends I have now because of this show, you know what I mean? Because I remembered a new episode would come out, I'd go to school and we would talk about it. And I made friends like that. That show was just so good. I miss that, dude. I miss whenever a new episode would come out and the next day you'd go to school and like talk to people about it. Like I can't imagine how this felt for people when the show originally came out because I watched it on Nicktoons. I know Nickelodeon. I'm a bit younger. This show actually came out. I think the first episodes came out in 1989. It's been around for a long time, and it was so good for its time, you know. And I'm always going to rewatch this show every now and then. I'm always going to just remember the stuff I've learned from this show. It's just amazing. And yeah, that's really all I gotta say about it, man. I'm kind of sad about it, but nothing is ever gonna beat that show, man. Like nothing. I don't think, you know, nothing can ever beat the love I have for that show. Like honestly. Anyways, that's it for this video. I just thought I'd do a quick video talking about it. Let me know how Dragon Ball Z has impacted your guys' lives because I'm actually very curious. I love hearing stories like that. I love hearing stories from you guys, and I would love to read them. So, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm going to end this one here. Peace out, be safe, and goodbye.